Do you worry that you may never fall asleep? You're not alone. We'll talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist and I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I want to talk to you about something that I hear a lot about, and that is, I'm afraid I may never fall asleep. Is that you? Do you deal with that? It's actually super common. What if I don't fall asleep? Oh my gosh, I'm not tired yet. Or I've been laying here for an hour and I'm still not asleep. What do I do with that? Well, I want to talk to you about the thought, because a lot of our struggles, they start with our thoughts. So when we go to bed and we tell ourselves, I may never fall asleep, and we fight that, we wind up in a circular loop. The more we fight the feeling or the thought that says we may never fall asleep, the more awake we feel, right? So the first step that you want to do is, confront your anxiety or your OCD. This can happen with both of those issues, and say, well, what's the worst thing that would happen if I didn't fall asleep? What is the worst thing that will happen? What is your core fear around this? Now, for a lot of you, it might be, I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. I won't be able to function tomorrow. Like, how am I going to be able to tolerate the uncomfortable feeling I'm going to have tomorrow? Now, for some of you, it might be something different. It might be, if I don't fall asleep, then maybe my parents will fall asleep before me and I'm not going to be safe. Or maybe I'll be the only one awake in the house and that's creepy. So you have to figure out which fear you're having. If you're worried about your safety, that's a totally different issue. And you'd want to address your anxiety and talk about why you are safe in your house, regardless of whether you are the last person to fall asleep or not. But in this video, I want to talk about the fear of being too tired, the fear of being tired the next day. Because the more we fight sleep, the more we check in, right? Okay, I'm going to lay here and I'm going to just try to think about nothing. Let me do that. Okay. Am I sleeping yet? No, I'm not sleeping yet. I'm still wide awake. Okay, let me just lay here and take some deep breaths. Okay. Am I tired yet? Oh my gosh, I'm not tired yet. I'm still wide awake. So what happens is you wind up doing a lot of checking. I'm laying here, I'm still awake. I'm laying here, I'm still awake. I'm trying to do this, but I'm still awake. I'm doing this, but I still feel really, really wide awake. That keeps you up. I use Chinese handcuffs a lot, right? So if this is sleep and you're pulling and you're saying, I need to go to sleep and I need to fight my sleep, I need to get to bed, right? It's tightening. It's actually making the problem worse. But if I say to my anxiety, okay, what's the worst thing that'll happen if I don't go to sleep? And my anxiety's like, you're going to be up all night. You're going to be so tired the next day. And I'm like, okay, that might be uncomfortable, but I can handle it. I'm pushing in. I'm joining the struggle. I'm not fighting it. And guess what happens? Oh, I get free of it. It's the same with a lot of anxiety or OCD thoughts, right? When we stop fighting those thoughts and we accept whatever discomfort it's threatening us with, it takes all the power and sting away. So when you're laying there, you say, I may or may not go to sleep tonight, and you know what? That's okay. If I'm tired the next day, yeah, it might be a little uncomfortable, but I'll get through it, right? The body will eventually shut down, and the body will demand sleep when it's ready. The more we fight and the more we analyze our sleep, sometimes the less sleep we get. So laying in your bed and accepting I may or may not get sleep tomorrow, and that's okay. And I'm not going to try to see if I'm getting sleep. And so I might listen to guided meditation or guided imagery. I might listen to music, or I might create a world in my head and develop a place where I go and I'm just trying to relax, not sleep. I'm just trying to lay here and I'm trying to relax, right? So yes, there are some things you can do to help your sleep. You can get off technology maybe 30 minutes before you're going to bed so that you're not getting activated. You can read before you go to sleep so that you can kind of calm your brain. You can create a world in your head so you have some visual of where you want to go, and not an active story, but just a place where you can go. And you can also get guided meditation or guided imagery through places like Calm app or Headspace, or just download something that you like. And I will leave links below in the comments, in my comment description on those things. I do have a video on how to create a visual imagery, how to create a world in your head to help you. But The important thing is to not give that a lot of weight and say, if I do that, or as long as I do that, I'm going to go to sleep. Because the minute you start to believe that, you're going to check. Okay, well, I'm listening to the guided imagery like Natasha said, and I'm not tired yet. Check, check, right? Or I'm in my world and I'm trying to relax, but guess what? I'm still awake. Check, check. No, you're accepting that you may or may not go to sleep tonight and that is okay. You will survive and you're just relaxing. A lot of what we do with anxiety and OCD is tackling our thoughts, our beliefs around that. And when we embrace discomfort and we say to anxiety or OCD, bring it on. I don't want it, but I know you're going to bring it on anyway. And so I'm going to learn how to handle the discomfort of whatever threat you're giving me. And if you're going to threaten me and say that I may never sleep, then I'm going to accept that worst case scenario and say, you know what? Okay, I may or may not sleep. And I'm going to handle that discomfort. And the more you accept that, ironically, the easier it becomes to go to sleep eventually. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope that you find the sparkle in everything you do. And I'll talk to you again next Thursday. Take care.